identify the false Christian teaching is that they were teaching a Trinity.
Yeah, it identifies that, yes, Christians were believing in a...
By the way, when I ask these questions, it's not that I'm looking for an answer. I already know the answers. I just want to get you to be on record as to what your position is.
Okay, yeah. Yes.
Okay. Now, so the Quran identified that the Christians were incorrectly teaching the Trinity. Now, does the Quran specify that the Trinity consisted of 3 separate gods?
It never mentions 3 gods. It just mentions the 3 divine people that Christians have associated.
Right. No.
To be divine.
No. Okay, sir. The Quran mentions that they were teaching the 3-ness of God. That Allah is a God, Jesus is a God, and Mary was a God.
Sorry, can I say one thing? We have in Islam, we have 2 sources of like Sharia. We have Quran and Hadith.
I'm only talking about the Quran right now. I don't care.
Yeah,
about
Quran didn't say that. Hadith said.
I don't.
You can't take the Quran without
taking
the Hadith.
Sir, let him talk.
I'm gonna. I don't want to have to start serving you.
Because he's
talking. Yeah, but I just want to make one point clear.
Yeah, I don't care about the Hadith, sir.
Hadith explains the Quran, so you can't take the Quran without the Hadith.
Okay.
And you need the tafsir as well,
right.
Darth. So
now
you can't just.
Okay, now we're going to go through what the Quran says here, right? Okay, we're going to read Surah 5, verses starting with verse 70. It says, "They are unbelievers who say God is the Messiah, Mary's son." So right here, it's identifying that.
So chapter 5, verse what?
Right. Yeah. Surah 5, verse 70.
Chapter 5, verse.
Verse 70.
Yeah.
They are unbelievers who say God is Messiah, Mary's son. So anyone who is identifying that Jesus is in some sense God, according to the Quran, is false teaching, right?
Where I don't. All I'm saying is we have already.
Sir, I just said it. Surah 5, verse 70.
Yeah, but can you read out the whole thing, dude?
Yeah, I'm reading it. I'm going through it. They are unbelievers who say God is the Messiah, Mary's son. So in that opening verse, the Quran is indicting Christians for identifying that Jesus is God or a God, correct?
Dude, are you sure you're at the right chapter, dude? I'm not saying the same thing.
It's 72.
72.
Yeah,
72.
yeah.
Okay. Right, now. Then it says, "For the Messiah, children of Israel serve
For the
God."
Messiah.
You know, I'm just gonna start server meeting people, okay? Okay? Now, it says, they are unbelievers who say God is the Messiah, Mary's son. Okay? So Allah is indicting anyone who identifies that Jesus is God or a God, correct? This isn't very complicated, sir.
Yeah, I said, yeah.
Yeah, good.
I said
now
yes.
keep on reading. "For the Messiah said, children of Israel, serve God, my Lord and your Lord. Whoever associates God with anything, God shall prohibit him entrance to paradise, and his refuge shall be fire, and wrongdoers shall have no helpers. They are unbelievers who say God is the third of 3. No God is there but one God." So here we have the Quran is indicting any doctrine of 3-ness. This is clearly referring to the Christian teaching of the Trinity, correct?
Yes, it is 100%.
Good. So it says they are unbelievers who say God is the third of 3. So what he's saying here, and what I just read to you, is if somebody identifies that Allah is a God and there are 2 additional gods together, that this is false, right?
Yes.
Good. So we have 2 other personas that the Christians were advocating as God in addition to Allah, right?
Yes.
Now, okay, so I'm going to read to you. I'm going to read to you Surah 4, verse 171. "O followers of the book, Do not exceed the limits in your religion and do not speak lies against Allah, but the truth. The Messiah, Isa or Jesus, son of Maryam, was only an apostle of Allah and his word, which he communicated to Mary, and a spirit from him. That's in reference to Gabriel, the angel.
Yeah.
Believe therefore in Allah and his apostles and say not three. So in what I just read to you, who are the three in question, sir?
The Quran never talks about
No,
specifically
no,
about
no, sir. This passage I just read to you is very specific. Whom are the three that the Quran indicts as a false representation of God as three?
the Trinitarian belief.
Right. What are the three personas that are falsely represented?
The God, the Father, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit.
No. The
do you
three
mean?
here, no. The three here in question are Allah, Jesus, and Mary.
Where? What you've
Okay.
quoted chapter 4? What?
Verse 171. Okay.
That
Now-
doesn't. How does it talk about Mary, dude?
Because you see, Mary is listed here. It says, do not speak lies against Allah, but speak the truth. The Messiah, Isa, Jesus, son of Mary, was only an apostle of Allah and
Okay.
his word,
Darth.
which he communicated through Mary. Now, let's go to another verse that gives clarification.
Wait,
okay?
Darth. Before you
No,
continue,
I'm not. I'm not
statement.
done yet. I'm not done.
No,
yet.
Darth,
Here's
Darth,
Surrah
just
5. No,
something-
there's no
Darth.
Darth. I'm going to finish, sir.
It's sir.
I feel
Because
like you're
the
very
Quran
rude.
says
Okay.
okay.
Like,
I'm
allow
going
other
to continue
people to
reading.
speak.
Five
This is
five one
Surrah-
one six. Chapter
Okay,
5116. Yeah, I know it. Yes.
Yeah, I'm good. Okay. And when, Surah 5, 116, it starts reading as follows. And when God said to Jesus, son of Mary, did thou say unto men, take me and my mother as gods apart from God? He said, to thee be glory. It is not mine, which I had no right. If indeed I had said it, you knowest it, knowing that it was within my soul, and I know not what was within my soul. Thou knowest the things unseen, and I only said to them that which thou commanded me. Serve God,
Yes.
my Lord and your Lord, and I was a witness over them and remained among them. Okay? Now,
Yes.
who is identified here as the false doctrine of the Trinity?
It's not referring to the Trinity here.
Sir, it says,
That's the problem.
O Jesus, did you say unto men, take me and my mother as gods with Allah?
Darth, can I speak now? Because I've let you speak. Now I want to tell you what your mistake is. Can I talk?
I'm listening.
Okay. First of all, your problem is when the Quran refers to Jesus, the son of Mary is, let's say 90% of the time, when the Quran says Jesus, it says son of Mary. So if you see a verse that says, oh look, Mary is mentioned in this verse, it's mainly because it's saying Jesus, son of Mary. Second of all,
Incorrect, sir. In this
Yeah,
passage,
let him finish.
it
Let him
says,
finish.
No.
did thou say unto men, take me and my mother as gods?
Yeah, this verse, you're right, this verse. But I'm saying for the rest of the Quran, majority
Well,
of the time, Darth,
who was
let me
being
speak,
corrected
please.
here, sir?
Okay, Darth, now I'm going to answer your question, but you're going to have to answer this question. In Christian history and in the Bible and in all these sects that we see, and even the heretical sects that we see, who do Christians usually take as to be divine? Could you mention them for me?
There's only one God in Christianity, and that
No.
God is
In the history,
multi-personal.
okay, let's talk about Catholics, right? Who do they view as
Catholics,
divine?
Catholics hold to the Orthodox doctrine of the Trinity, sir.
Yes, and do they take Mary as divine?
No.
Yes, they do.
Sir, I was raised Roman Catholic. I
I'm
have
talking about
studied
Catholic and Greek
Catholic.
Orthodox.
Sir,
Catholic and Greek
listen to me.
Orthodox.
Listen to me. Stop being
Sir.
argumentative with me, sir. I was raised Roman Catholic. I have
Yes.
studied Catholic theology. I strongly criticize and am an opponent of Roman Catholicism. However,
Mhm.
Roman Catholicism has never taught that Mary has the attributes of God, nor has
No.
Mary has ever taught that she
Here it
is
says
a
deities.
God.
Here it says
Right,
deities, not
that's
attributes
correct.
of God.
That's correct, sir.
Yes.
Now,
And
if you went to listen, dude, listen to me.
Jesus, the devil.
You're talking to someone who knows what I'm talking. I know what
Yeah.
I'm talking about, sir.
Yeah, and I know my
Roman
Quran more than you.
Catholicism-
I feel like you're
Okay,
forcing
okay.
your opinion on others instead of
Yeah,
allowing.
you're not
Okay,
letting me talk.
shut your mouth.
No,
Everybody
shut up.
thinks that, man. Everybody, you're
Shut your
forcing
mouth,
your opinion.
woman.
Children. Shut the fuck up.
Roman
Scared of
Catholicism.
you people.
Roman Catholicism has never taught that Mary is one of three. Roman Catholicism has never taught that Mary is one of the three persons of the Trinity. Whatever mistakes or ideas that they have falsely attributed to Mary, being a member of the Trinity or being God is not one of them. Now, in this passage in Surrah 5:116, it says, I will read it again. And when God said, O Jesus, son of Mary, did you say unto men, take me and my mother as gods apart from God
Deities.
or Allah? Now, I want to ask you a question.
Cool.
Who is being criticized here?
It is the Christians as a whole.
Right. Now, did Christians from the time of the 1st century up until the 7th century, did Christians, even members of the Catholic Church, remember the Catholic Church was still in its infancy by the beginning of the 7th century, around 630 AD, the Catholic Church was still in its infancy and it had not developed a myriad of its add-on traditions as it did through many centuries later. Now, the Catholic Church never has in history taught that Mary is a god.
No,
Okay.
it hasn't. It's claimed that Mary is divine.
No, sir,
Because
you're
she's the
talking to
girl.
somebody.
Sir, listen, sir.
Sir,
Okay.
honestly, I don't care what
there
you have studied.
another-
You have not let
Is
me
there,
talk.
is there another admin in here?
I am in
Darth,
here.
Darth.
Hey, if there's another admin in here, I want you to start server muting people who are trolling. Okay?
Okay, but can I speak, Darth? Because you have not letting
Now.
me speak, and this is not a debate. This has become a lecture, not a debate.
Okay. No, it's not a lecture. It's
It
a
is.
question and
It
answer
sounds like-
session. Now,
Is
who?
This sounds
Okay.
like, you know, all-
Did any Christian in church history, from the 1st century to the 7th century, did they teach that Mary was one of three gods?
No, they never. It's not talking about
Okay,
Trinity.
good. Okay, well, yeah, sir, it is because
It's
we
not.
have.
It's not.
Actually, it is.
No, it's not. Tell me how.
What we have here, it says in Surrah 4:171, O followers of the book, do not exceed the limits in your religion. Do not speak lies against Allah. Now,
وَلَا
this is
تقولوا ثلاثة. Do not
this
say
is,
three. Yes.
right. And so there's three in question here, and it says
Yeah.
Can we bring up the
Esau, the son of Mary, an apostle of God, and his word, which he communicated to Mary, okay,
Hold on, can we bring
and
up
a spirit from him. The spirit from him is Gabriel. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, okay, so when it says a spirit from him, this is not in reference to the traditional doctrine of the Holy Spirit. That's a reference to Gabriel. So Gabriel is not considered by the Quran as Christians teaching it. So when it says a couple of words, it says, therefore, believe in Allah and his apostles and say not three. Who are the three that are in question in Surah 4, 171? It's Allah, Jesus, and Mary.
No, it's not. How?
Oh, it's sir. And how do I know that? Because in Surah
Okay,
5,
no.
116, in Surah 5, 116, it's God criticizes.
That's a completely different
Allah.
chapter.
Okay, no, of course it is, but it is still germane to the topic at hand because it's all speaking to the same subject matter, the false teaching of the Trinity by Christians. So in Surah 5,
North Korea.
it says, okay, one more time, in Surah 5, 116, what is in view here is the false Christian doctrine of the Trinity as the Quran sees it. And I will read it to you. And when
No.
God says,
I can see
"O
it, dude. I can
Jesus,
read it.
son of Mary, did you say unto men, take me and my mother as gods, apart with or with Allah?" Now, who was teaching that Allah is a God, Mary is a God, and Jesus is God? Who taught that?
No one. This is not referring to the Trinity once again.
Then sir, if Allah is a God, and Jesus is a God, and Mary is a God, it's referring to the Trinity.
No, it's not, because the only divine people that have been people
what
in
is it
Christian
referring
history that have referred. No, the
Sir,
only people in
you-
Christian
Sir,
history.
Yeah.
Let me talk. See what I mean? I haven't been able to talk.
I
The only
want
people
the
in
other
Christian
admins in
history.
here to server mute the people who are trolling.
Okay.
This
The
Darth
only
Dawkins
people-
guy won't let anyone talk.
I know.
My God,
dude.
you
Wait.
really are a 12-year-old in a 45-year-old's body, aren't you?
The only people in Christian history that have been associated or have been given divine attributes are physical people, are Mary and Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
And
Sir,
it is referring to the Christian.
Mary was never taught
Yes,
to
in
be
certain
God.
places in Greece, they pray to Mary, they worship Mary.
Okay,
In certain
okay.
places,
Listen to me. First of all, Mary in Greek Orthodox teaching and in Catholic teaching, okay, they may pray to Mary as they pray to other saints as well.
Yeah, sure.
Now that is what is called a moot point. I don't know if you're familiar with the word moot. It means
No.
it's true, but it does not matter. What matters
Darth, we're talking
here is
about the
this.
1st to 7th century.
Okay, sir,
not today.
that's
Sir,
fine.
sir.
Okay.
Darth, I don't think we should debate
What I'm
anymore.
gonna start doing. Is
Oh
I'll
my
start
God, it's the legend. It's
every
the legend. Hello. I am
Yeah, I
known
mean,
as Darth Nihilist in another room.
Hey, now I have 2 more people muted. Anyone else want to get server muted?
Darth, honestly,
Now.
look, you're the only reason you can see and understand these passages.
Who was teaching?
I couldn't hear you, Benny. Someone else was talking.
Who is teaching to take Jesus, Mary, and Allah as gods? Who taught that?
Nobody.
Retards.
And again, this is not talking about the Trinity.
In Surah 5, 116, who is teaching to take Jesus, Mary, and Allah as gods?
Nobody. It's saying that the Christians worldwide, some heretical sects, even some major sects, took Mary and Jesus to be divine.
No,
And God is talking about.
Let him talk, let him talk, let him talk, let him talk, let him talk.
Talk.
Anyone who wants to sit
Darth, don't you see they're spamming you because they see this as a lecture, not a debate?
I don't care what you think.
Well, I don't want to debate with someone who doesn't have
Now-
proper manners
now-
when debating.
Okay, well, I'm being polite to you. I will not be polite to them when they're trolling. Now,
Darth, we've been.
So I'm laughing and you
when it says,
muted me.
When it says, "Oh Jesus, son of Mary, did you say unto men, take me and my mothers as gods?" This is clearly having the Christian population in view. The Christians never taught.
Why is it talking about the Christian population?
Okay.
the majority?
First of all, did the Christians teach that there is one God or 3 gods?
the Christians taught that there was three beings in one God, but the Quran
Okay.
used that as
No,
three
no,
gods.
sir. Did the Christians ever teach? Did they teach that there was one God or three gods?
One God in Christian, but in Quran we say it's three God because it's
Okay,
kind of the same
right,
thing.
but sir, the Christians never taught that there are three separate gods. The Christians always taught that there is one God who is multi-personal within one singular being. One God
and
who possesses,
yeah.
but you see, being multi-personal within a single being is not three gods.
Yeah, but the
Okay.
Quran understands it that way because
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that the Quran sees it that way, sir.
Darth, this is the problem you're doing. The Christians take it that way, but the Quran says that this is also falls under the category of shirk, which is associating.
Yeah, I'm
God.
familiar. I'm familiar with sir. Now, the bottom line here is this: the Quran says, "O Jesus, son of Mary, did thou say unto men, take me and my mother as gods apart from Allah?" Now, when it says apart from Allah, that means with God as well. Okay?
No, this is the problem.
So,
it's not referring to the Trinity
okay,
here. And
okay,
I want to.
okay.
Why don't we show the whole people here?
Okay, listen.
Because you understand
Listen
it one
to
way
me.
and I understand
All
one
your
way.
simple.
Don't talk, listen to me.
It is crystal clear here. Okay, the Christians are being criticized
I gotta interrupt
because
you
he
right
says,
now.
Jesus,
There's
did
people
you?
in here muting Darth Dawkins? Do not fucking mute anybody in here. It is against our rule.
Okay, would you do me a favor? Do you have access to the logs?
Yeah.
Okay, find out who muted me right now. Find out who muted me and send it to me in PM right now. Okay?
Dude, I actually don't want to debate anymore because it's a lecture.
Of course you don't. Of course you don't.
Infuriating.
Now, the Christians were indicted in Surrah 5:116
For the
because they
time.
were teaching. Excuse me. The Christians were indicted by the Quran in Surrah 5:116 for advocating that Jesus was saying, "Take me, Jesus, and my mother as gods along with Allah." Now, did any Christians in the first 7 centuries ever teach that we were to take Mary as a god?
Nobody.
And being
No, not God.
And in
It had
addition
to be
to that,
prayed to.
did
To
the
be
Christian
prayed
did
to.
the Christians ever teach that Mary was one of 3 within the Trinity?
No, they never did that, and I've said that
Okay,
now 5 times.
Then why did the Quran get it wrong?
It
When,
didn't.
see, the
It's
3
referring.
here, listen, the 3 here that are in question in Surah 5:116, the 3 that it is indicting is Jesus is a god, Mary is a god, and Allah is a god. Let me read it to you again.
You've
Let me read
rephrased
it to
it. You've done a
you
play on
again.
words here.
Oh, Jesus,
No, I don't want you to
son
read
of
it to me.
Mary. Okay, well then if you don't,
I don't want you to, because
it's
I've
game.
read it 6 times.
No, but what did Muhammad say? What did Muhammad say
then
about
we're
the
done.
Trinity?
Okay, then we're done. You see, for everyone in the room, what we have here is called a resistance to falsification. When somebody has an ultimate commitment and there's an absolute contradiction being shown, people will make up things ad hoc or they'll be argumentative. The Quran is clearly teaching that the Christians were falsely teaching the Trinity, and it identifies the false Christian teaching as being composed of Jesus is a God, Mary is a God, and Allah is a God. Unfortunately, no Christians ever taught that Mary was one of 3 of the members of the Trinity.
I want to teach the Christian truth. If you want to,
Hey, come on, guys, stop playing music.
Yeah, Chad, did you find out whose server muted me? Maybe he's still looking into it. I'll find out.
Nobody muted you, Darth.
Okay, well, he said that he observed that I was being server muted. So I'm going to take his word on it. Okay? Now,
I've read I read the log. Nobody muted you. You were
Oh,
ready.
okay, good. Okay, so you were speaking to me. Okay, I didn't realize it was you. Okay, that's fine. Thank you. Okay, so now what we have here is the Quran clearly identifying that the Christians were teaching a false doctrine of the Trinity. And it says, they are unbelievers who say God is the third of three. So clearly the Quran is indicting the Christians for teaching a false doctrine of the threeness of God. And what we find in Surrah 5:16 is where God says, "O Jesus, son of Mary, did you say unto men, take me and my mother as gods, apart or with Allah or God?" So here we have an identification in Surrah 5:16 of the makeup of the Trinity. It's also reaffirmed, okay, in Surrah 5:70-75. Let me read this to you. They are unbelievers who say God is.
Just ban that dude.
Jesus Christ.
Can I say something?
Now,
Okay.
now I'll keep on reading.
Can I say something?
Verse says, no, you can. I'm reading.
Okay, I'm sorry. Reported. See on Reddit. See on Reddit. Reported banned, by the way. Nice.
Now, they are unbelievers who say God is Messiah, Mary's son. So what we have here is a designation that Jesus is identified as a deity. And it goes on. For Messiah said, for the Messiah said, children of Israel, serve God, my Lord and your Lord. Verily, those who associate God with anything, God shall prohibit him entrance into paradise, and his refuge shall be the fire, and wrongdoers shall have no helper. They are unbelievers who say God is the third of three. No God is there but one God. So there's another stipulation of the Trinity. Then we have in Surrah 4:171, it says this, O followers of the book, do not exceed the limitations in your religion. This is indicting the Christians. Do not speak lies against Allah, but speak the truth. The Messiah, Jesus, son of Mary, is only an apostle of Allah and his word, which he communicated to Mary, and a spirit from him. Believe therefore in Allah and his apostles, and say not three. Well, who was the three in question? Well, we find it in this verse and in Surah 5:116 that the three in question is Jesus is a God, Mary is a God,
To a hip
and
hop.
Allah is a God.
My human and urban. My rhymes are fly. My beats are sick. My
What the Muslims want to do is they want to come up with an ad hoc explanation for why the Quran was misidentifying the Trinity. Okay? There's no escaping it. The Quran got the Trinity. It doesn't end there, because the Quran, the Quran affirms the Christian scriptures. It tells Christians to return to their book. But the Christian
I can't believe you
contradict the
muted me.
Quran.
mom in a manger. Water to wine. He's a drinking.
Chad, do you have powers to ban somebody?
No, they haven't bestowed that power upon me yet.
Okay. All right. So the Quran affirms the Christian scriptures, but the Christian scriptures contradict the Quran. So what do the Muslims say? Well, they say, oh, the Christians corrupted the Christian scriptures. But do they have a forensic case for that? No, they do not. They have no case that the Christians corrupted the scriptures to the point that no original copies of the Christian scriptures existed. So we have another contradiction, right? And they have no answer for that either. Because you know why? Is because they're committed that their cultural and family history that goes back many hundreds of years can't possibly be wrong, right? So it's game over. Okay, not only that, the Quran says that Allah is the greatest deceiver in a number of places. If Allah is the greatest deceiver, then how do you know that the Quran is not deceiving you? You don't.
Oh, that's like an interesting thought.
Yeah.
Well, did he finally prove that? Did he finally prove that Islam's a crock of shit?
And he was sent to Earth to elucidate the way that we should.
Notice how all these are political trainees?
Well, yeah, we're getting raided.
Wow, I like how the fact that half of the people in this chat team.
Like a whole bunch of people joined like an hour.
Oh,
God
crap,
isn't
you really
fucking
are.
real. God isn't fucking 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 real.
Yeah. Okay. Would you like to defend that?
My mute button
Let's see him
is.
defend it. Let's see him defend it.
Yeah, I'd like to hear you defend that.
He isn't real.
Okay.
Oh wow,
well,
I just got exposed.
well, all right. Well, look. I'm willing to take you seriously. Can you defend that?
Yeah, I could defend it.
Okay. Would you?
I have
would
a
you
good
do that,
argument.
please?
I have a good argument against God.
Has anyone seen God before? Tell me that. Have you seen God?
Well, it all
Yeah.
depends on what you
So
have
if
to
you
do.
haven't
Sir, answer the question.
My argument is God
Chad,
is.
can you be a little bit quicker in muting these trolls, please?
I am like
I-
all kinds of other places with moderation right now too. Like I'm getting a whole bunch.
Well, you see, when I'm actively involved in debate and there's a long list of names, it's kind of difficult for me to serve remute. I'll try to do it when I can, but if you could help out, I'd appreciate it. All right?
I've been.
Okay. Okay. Now, Sonny. Okay. Now, when you say see God, do you mean that see God in His essence, or that God gave a manifestation of Himself?
A manifestation.
Well, yeah. God manifested Himself in Jesus Christ.
But have you seen him in real life? Like
No,
walking and talking. Yeah.
Well, here's the problem. All right. If you're going to maintain that in order to believe in something that you personally have to see it, then why do you believe in atoms?
I don't believe in atoms.
Oh, you don't? Do you believe?
No, I don't believe in anything.
Okay. All right. Good. So I'm going to serve remute you.
Wait. You're believing that you don't believe in anything.
To say I don't believe in anything is a statement of belief. You know, and the march. You guys remember on Thanksgiving? Listen. You guys remember on Thanksgiving the March of the Wooden Soldiers? We have the March of the Morons here tonight.
Whoa, what the fuck is this big old flying? What
I have a question. If God is real, who created God?
You know, it never ceases to amaze me. I just can't seem to find an intelligent, competent atheist to talk with. Where are they?
Yeah, that's hard to find on Discord. I gotta be honest with you, Darth.
I mean, you gotta consider their
atheists claim on the internet that they are led by reason and free thought. Well, where are the intelligent, rational atheists? Where are they?
Right here, buddy. I'm right here.
Hey,
Yeah,
I'm
they-
gonna mute Blue, Darth. I'm gonna mute Blue. He blew in the mic, or apparently breathed in his mic or something. That's why he got muted.
That's fine. I don't question your modding.
Okay.
I debated a rabid, foaming at the mouth atheist today, and after 40 minutes, he refused to answer any questions. And
You're
yet,
not answering
these are
my
the people
questions.
who claim that they're standing on reason.
Pretty sure Blue is the one that.
Hey Darth, how do you feel about all the gay pride, parades and stuff going around, spreading?
Wait,
together?
let Darth answer the original question. Darth never answered. He said,
No, I never answered the ultimate reality. I forgot what he said. Never mind.
Yeah, did I answered all his questions. He muted me after he was done.
Well, you got muted. You got muted because you persisted in just repeating mumbo jumbo and not answering the question.
Alrighty. Well, that's kind of diverting from the point that you're not answering the last question.
Darth, that was the same response that you gave actual communist boy, that you said that his answer was gobbledygook, but you didn't provide a reason for it.
Oh, I actually did. I pointed out the mumbo jumbo that he wasn't addressing at all. He was simply talking around. Would you notice? Okay, over.
That was just ear rape.
I'm so glad I don't got headphones.
I have headphones that wasn't that
Okay,
bad
This,
at all.
this question was if God is real, who created God? You never answered. I want to hear your answer. I'm curious.
Oh, that answer. Well,
I'm very
that's a very easy question.
He's always been. There was no.
Okay, God. Okay, the question is a loaded question because a loaded question is that with one that contains a premise that is otherwise objectionable, and the objectionable premise in the question is that everything that exists requires a cause. That's not a supposition that can be instantiated. God does not have a cause.
I don't think so, bro. I think you're wrong about that. I think God
Okay.
does have a creator.
So the answer is if you find as a defeater that God doesn't have a cause, then whatever you consider to be the ground of all being, what is the cause of all that? Because you see, when somebody says, well, what caused God? That person who doesn't believe in God or the God of the Bible is not neutral. They're committed to another ultimacy of reality, which provides for their existence and the ability to reason. Okay, so the question is, what grounds that ultimacy? What caused that? So what we find out is that they are speaking from an ultimacy that they cannot account for, but they insist.
I believe in atoms. I believe in atoms.
God has to have a cause.
Please.
Am I in church? Bro? Come on.
Hey, Darth.
Okay, Chad, I want you to send a note to the senior admins that guy Sonny should be banned because he's circumventing the mute.
Hey,
He's trolling.
he's just saying, no, he's not. I think he's just giving his beliefs, man.
You were so quickly to defend that.
Okay. I want you to also send a note that Kwani should be banned too, because this is somebody who's overtly trolling.
Sounds like a.
Why?
So anyway.
Hey, Darth. Darth.
Yeah.
Are you muting people, Darth?
I'm muting them when I see them trolling. Yeah.
He's muting so many people.
Like 2 other admins, I think, in here, and they're muting people. We're in the middle of a raid, right? We're getting raided. Is what's happening?
I know. Well, of course. Okay. So God does. Okay. So Ice. God does not need a cause.
So cancer, dude. We need to make it so that only Darth and the person he's talking to are allowed to speak. We need a buffer.
Wait, what? What?
What about if people
That's terrible.
I believe all black niggas should be extinct. Fuck niggers. All black niggas should fucking die. Fuck niggers. All niggers should fucking die.
Why?
Was this chat just called Darth's chat then? Because it's only between him and whoever he wants to talk to.
Nobody else is again. So anyway, so Ice, the answer to the question is God is a necessary being. Necessary beings don't require a cause.
Necessary beings need to be real.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you question that there's anything necessary? Not hearing your answer. Don't you like these people who make objections and then when you ask them for clarification, they are speechless?
Mm-hmm. So Darth, how do you feel about that? The degeneracy rate.
I saw that Jordan Peterson tweeted the gay pride thing about a 10-year-old, I think an 8-year-old, 10-year-old boy who was a trans. No, he was like a drag queen. Yeah.
So I heard about that.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty. No, but the thing is, like, he wasn't being forced to do it. I'm not sure his parents were forcing him to do it.
Who still takes Jordan Peterson seriously here?
No,
lots of people do. I do. Not them as something. It is just possible for a human being to say the truth, even though he may be an asshole.
Well, he's definitely.
I don't take PhDs in psychology seriously.
No, but he talks about things that aren't related to
That
psychology.
says a lot about you as a person, though, doesn't it?
Peterson's job is to prevent young white men from getting together.
Yeah, but he never shuts up about the political correctness and the
Maybe because
Well,
it's a
to be
serious issue.
yeah, but
No.
that's a minority. That's a minority.
Well, to
Like,
be fair, no. To be fair, every single interview always asks him about this topic. It's ridiculous.
yeah,
Dude, you know why that is, guys? Why do you think that is?
he circle jerks all the time with his fucking followers.
It's because, guys, it's because when he goes in to do these interviews, he's asked, what kind of topics would you like to? His PR agent makes sure that these are the topics. And why these topics? Because that's where most of his kind of philosophy comes from. So of course he's going to talk about the buzzwords that he wants to talk about and lead the conversation where he wants to lead it because of his books.
Yeah, but it's
Peterson doesn't understand Bill C-13.
No, but when he goes on these interviews, they do ask him questions that he didn't plan for.
Yeah, but that's like
fair enough. But they're always going to be about the topic, the subject matter, which is in his books and in his promotion.
They need to be
Which
you know,
aren't
focused
related
around
to-
his books. If he's coming on there for a book tour, right? Talking about his book, they gotta ask him questions about his book, and in his books he has a lot about the political correctness.
Well, no,
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
just living. What?
yeah, but either that or he's just gonna talk about Mao and Stalin, other left wing
No,
totalitarian.
he usually just talks about Jungian philosophy.
Yeah, but that's in his biblical lectures. Yeah, he talks about them, but the rest of the time he's either like saying something that will piss off the liberals, the left-wing liberals. Well, even though he's targeting a minority, it's like when people criticize. It's like when people criticize Muslims. They're only talking about a small section of Muslims who are radicals. Same thing with the left-wing liberals. There's only a small section of them who are totalitarian, and they're just making people just generalizing in a sense.
I
That's what
think
pisses me off.
most of the time he just replies to the questions he's receiving. He's not going out of his way to criticize the left in any shape.
Oh, really? Okay, so you and I must be watching different interviews of Jordan, because every time I see him, he never shuts up about that shit.
Peterson says things that are like a dog whistle to people who want to hear certain things. Very careful,
Dude,
very
he's not.
meticulous.
Dude, this man is not going to please everybody, just like no other kind of self-styled guru is.
Ted Cruz are in positions of power because they're just smarter than you, lol.
Well, who did he challenge besides fucking Katie or whatever her fucking name is, or Dave Rubin? Like, they're always like, I agree, that's it. He hasn't had a challenge in a while.
What, Eric Dyson? Have you not seen the...
He was
Harris
pretty...
bent him over on his definition of truth.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, who won that debate? Yeah, but who won that debate, in your opinion? Sam Harris or Jordan
Probably
Peterson?
Sam Harris.
Everybody who watched it lost because they all felt stupider and like they wasted their time.
Oh, yeah.
Jordan Peterson.
No. The first debate was bad, but the second one got better, right?
Yeah, but that's because they agreed they weren't gonna go down that rabbit hole of the
My name is Coconuts.
I mean, you guys understand. You're watching one gatekeeper debate another gatekeeper.